I'm Jackie, and this is Beyond the Pattern. I'm going to show you how to do understitching, which you might find at any place where you have a facing or a lining at a neck edge, at a waistline edge, or down the front of a jacket or other garment. So I have a pretend neckline that I have braided and clipped, sewn together. I have stay stitching on it, and now we're going to make some magic. I love understitching, that although it's can be difficult to do in some areas because sometimes it's just hard to get in with a machine. It is magical because you can take fabrics that just don't quite want to fold over, and it produces a lovely edge. So all understitching is pulling apart the lining and the fabric, or the facing and the fabric, pulling them apart and pushing the seam allowances to the lining side or to the facing side, and catching them with a line of stitching. And you can use this even if you're planning on doing edge stitching, or if you're planning on doing top stitching, or you can just leave it plain. And it really works magically because it pulls all of the seam allowances to the wrong side of the garment. The facing side or the lining side of the garment should not show from the right side. Let me show you how it's done. I like to do this fairly close to the edge of the fabric, and I'll pick a mark on my sewing machine foot as to where I'm going to do it. This is 1/8 of an inch, and I have folded under both seam allowances, which have been clipped, which have been braided, and I'm just going to make a line of stitching, and I'm going to pull these pieces apart. And I'm going to keep checking to make sure that, like, here's a piece that got flipped to the other side. We want to make sure both pieces of the seam allowance are caught in the understitching. And one of the keys to this is to keep checking as you go. So I backstitched this to secure it. And a couple takeaways from this. I used a dark thread so that you could see what I've done on the wrong side or the inside of my garment. You would use thread that either matched your fashion fabric or your lining or your facing if it's a different color, whatever your choice is. Backstitched at the ends. We want to do that. Notice that I pulled tightly. The tighter you can pull, the better turn that you're going to get. Also, don't iron this to try to make it flat or to try to smooth it out. You're going to get a much better fold over if you do your understitching first and then iron it after you've done it, because this creates a lovely fold, bringing all the lining or facing to the inside. And you now have a beautiful curved edge, which is ready to be pressed or top stitched or edge stitched, whatever you desire.